Let's make some cute bookmarks. First, we're going to start in Canva. We're going to start with a new canvas. I'm going to use custom size 8.5 by 11. Make sure you're using inches as your metric. And once you have that blank canvas ready, you can go ahead and select some images. I'm just going to use some emojis. And so I'm going to grab a few of them here. That way I have some options. I may or may not be using all of these. So I'm just grabbing some that go together, and I'll do that very fast. And then I'll resize them and get some of them out of the way so that I can get started. I'm going to start with this cute little nerd face with the glasses, and I'm going to duplicate him, and then I'm going to flip him around. You can either use the flip button or just use the little toggle till you get to the right angle that you want to get to. Then I'm moving him over to get him out of the way, and next I'm adding a square, and I want to make sure that the square matches the color of his face. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a color that's close, but since I have two yellows here, I'm not sure which one it is. I'm going to use the dropper and then leave the dropper on his face, and that'll match up my square. Now that I have my square that matches, I'm just resizing it because I'm going to do some that are square bookmarks and some that are round. So first I'm going to size his little face on top of this square, and I'm going to put the square in the background, and then I'm going to just copy the square and do the same thing to the other face. Because I want to do some round ones too, I'm going to do a quick copy of these little faces and move them over to the side, and then I'll go back to the squares. And then once I make sure that the square is in the background, I'm going to copy the square again and resize it so that I have a little bit of a tab, and this tab is going to be the part that folds over the book. I really don't measure anything, I just kind of eyeball it all to make it look right to me, and then I just make sure that that square also goes in the background. And then that's pretty much my template. I'm going to use this template for all my square ones, and then I'm going to move over to the circle ones and just copy that little square tab we made, resize it so it works with the round pieces, and then I'll repeat the process. So you can do this any way you'd like. I'm just kind of showing you how I do it. You can resize them, make them larger, make the tab longer, however you want to do. This is just how I do it. So I basically just repeat this process. Okay, once you have as many as you'd like to fit on your page, I'm just going to do 10, so I just duplicated a few, resized it so I have plenty of space around them, and then I'm going to download the image in a PNG with a transparent background. Now we're going to move over to Cricut Design Space. I uploaded the image. I don't need to do any adjustments here because I did get a transparent background. I'm going to make sure I use a flat graphic because we are going to print then cut. Go ahead and click the next button, and then we're going to get to our canvas. Once the image is on the canvas, you'll get this little warning sign that says that it's too big for your page. So I always just click the auto resize image, and this will make sure that it'll fit on my 8.5 by 11 paper. And I'm going to just cut it as is, and so that I'm going to click the make button, and then I'll get to the next screen. Well, first they want me to save it, so I'm going to save my file real quick. And then on the next screen, we're going to just verify that we have the right paper sizes. I have 8.5 by 11 selected here. I'm going to send it to my printer. When I send it to my printer, I like to add the bleed, and I also use the system dialog so that I can set the parameters for my printer. I'm printing on photo paper, so I'm going to select premium high glossy photo paper, and I send it to my regular inkjet printer. Your parameters may be different on this page. I'm selecting my set base material here as heavy cardstock. I'm going to use more pressure, but it just depends on how much or how thick your photo paper is. If your photo paper is really thick, you're going to want to adjust that. And also, if it's not as thick, then you don't need to cut at heavy cardstock. You could probably use medium cardstock. Like I said, I printed on photo paper on my regular inkjet printer. I have an Epson 2803 inkjet. And to make sure that these bookmarks are resilient and waterproof, I'm going to add a laminate sheet. This is a self-adhesive laminate sheet. I picked one with a little bit of a holographic design. So I just peel back the paper a little bit and put it on top of the printout, and then using my ruler that I have a felt cover on it, I use it to apply it like a large squeegee. And then I just go ahead and put this on my standard grip mat. And I never have any problems with my Cricut reading the registration marks, As you can see, I did speed this up, but you can see that it is able to read the registration marks without any problems. I did actually leave my deep point blade in my machine. I didn't change it out, so I'm using that blade for this, but you can use your standard regular point blade. Once it's done cutting, just double check to make sure that the cut went all the way through before you take it out of your machine. And then once you're happy with the results, go ahead and carefully remove the paper and your bookmarks from the cutting mat. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and attach these little magnet squares, and they're adhesive back, but before I put them on my bookmark, I want to make sure that they attract each other, so that way they close properly. So you just put them on your magnet and then close up the bookmark and you're all done. Because I'm giving these away, I put them on these little bookmark cards that I created with my Cricut. And then that's it. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them below. And don't forget to like and follow for more. Thanks for watching.